as you're all aware, we've had series of technical glitches, issues of system not being able to bear the load, and when too many people, which is a big number, too many people, more than 1 lakh of people, try to access it, the system either stalled or delayed or just didn't respond. These kind of problems have been happening. The ministry has been periodically engaging itself with the Infosys in order that the system can be improved, to the extent that at some point in time we had to come up with a suggestion that for different regions the last date could be staggered. So some did some date, some others did 2 days later, and so on. But in the officers' meeting, which was widely reported by many of you, we had very clearly told Infosys that there should be some kind of a sustainable solution, a good solution given. And during that discussion and immediately after that, I had requested Shri Nandan Nilekani to come and explain to the council as to what triggers such kind of a issue and what are the plans, and by when will Infosys respond to improve the system and what it takes. So there was a detailed presentation, some formulations were given, requests for additional staff, requests for increased capacity were all discussed, and after having heard him, several ministers did ask him questions and clarifications were sought. The proposal given by Nilekani as to how transition can happen incrementally into a better system, also the requirement of hardware to enhance capacities, and that requirement for hardware in case if it has a difficulty because of the supply chain being disrupted due to coronavirus from China, he would require a bit of time and so on. The council heard them and post it. We had suggested that after discussion, since after hearing him and he went away, after his going away, the council would discuss it, and later in the day we will give him what the council's conclusions were. With that said, Mr. Nilekani went away and the council got on with the other businesses. Just to conclude that point, the council thought about it, and a few expectations of the council have been decided, which will be now formally informed to Infosys. The demand for more skilled manpower has been agreed to. The demand for better hardware to be brought in to enhance capacity from the 1.5 maximum peak saturation number will be enhanced to 3 lakhs. And if it is got to be enhanced to 3 lakhs, that capacity addition in terms of hardware has also been agreed to by the council. Also, what he thought would require time till January 2021 for him to successfully complete in stages, various stages having various mileposts achieved, so on till January 2021. We have asked from the council, and that is our expectation we are giving him, saying the several mileposts will have to be brought closer to each other, and what he otherwise aimed at finishing by January 2021 will now have to be finished by July 2020. So a completely enhanced capacity, better pruned system, a leaner system, a meaner system of GSTN with capacity enhancement, with better staff response, better solutions. That which was envisaged and proposed by Nilekani till January 21st has now been by the council, after due deliberation, decided that it should be completed even by July 2020 instead of January 2021. So this request will be passed on to Infosys, and there was a suggestion that there could be a group of ministers who should be empowered enough to every now and then quickly respond to any additional demands that Infosys may have, instead of the process of decision making. Nothing much was decided on that, but the system with which we are going on with the ministry responding quickly will be spruced up. So that's as regards the system on which many tax assessees have been really put to a lot of trouble. Infosys was asked to present from its side of the problem. One other thing which we have also told him during his presentation was Tech Mahindra takes care of receiving complaints, responding to complaints, raising ticket numbers and so on. They are dealing with that end of the technology management, whilst the software solutions and the system and other things are managed by Infosys. We have demanded that there be a better coordination between Tech Mahindra and Infosys themselves, rather than expect the ministry to be the bridge between the two. So we have very clearly put it at Infosys' doorstep that they have to coordinate better with Tech Mahindra, and both together should be able to quickly, meaningfully and speedily address the problems which the tax assessees are facing. And I'm glad to say here that Nandan Nilekani very graciously accepted. I mean, it is his job, it is his Infosys' job, and it is Infosys who has got Government of India as its client in this matter. So he did accept that they have to come back with good solutions. So that is on that first item of Nandan Nilekani being called to come and do a presentation on behalf of Infosys. One other important thing which I have conveyed to him, which he readily agreed to, was for the next 3 GST Council meetings. Next 3 GST Council meetings. You know the GST Council meets every 3 months. For the next 3 GST Council meetings, I have asked him to be present for each one of the meetings. And the item on the agenda, first one, will always be Infosys' presentation. They'll do the presentation as to how, for the various demands that have been discussed today, they have responded, what is the improvement, where have they moved from today further, and so on. So that reporting will happen in every one of the GST Council meetings from now, at least for the next 3. And hopefully by then, majority of the issues should be completely sorted out. So that is as far as Infosys, system improvement and responding to the difficulties which tax assessees, unfortunately for the last 1 year, at various peaks and troughs have been facing. Other than this, there was a presentation by the Fitment Committee to look at the problem of inversion. This is more from the point of view of wanting to share the information, because we have had GST Council looking at problems arising out of rate reduction and input being more expensive than the final input, being taxed at a higher rate than the final product, and so on. The inverted tax structure problem. And on that, the Council had several times, more than twice, I can remember myself, have raised issues about what is this, how are we going to sort it out. So the committee had gone into great detail to see which are those 4, 5, 6 items on which the refunds are more than what you collect, or the inversion is so sharp that it's becoming a matter of contention. So they had looked into the issues, and purely from the point of view of sharing the finding of that committee, that was put before the Council as to which are those items and what is the kind of refunds which are coming up because of inversion. And after the presentation, the members have been fully informed of it. Where there was thought that it could lead to a decision to be made now about correcting the inversion, which might result in an increase in the tax on a certain kind of commodity, people said it may not be the best time, whilst it wasn't even the objective. The objective was to share, But some members did say, do you want to consider now doing it? Do you want to correct it now? In some of the items it may not be the best time. So we heard it all, and that is fine. Now, but of course, from among those items mentioned, the members themselves came back to talk about it once lunch was over. And post-lunch, when members raised the issue of saying, but on one or two items the inversion can be corrected even now. And one such an item was the mobile phones. So, post this inversion related discussion, it was decided by the Council that the GST rate on mobile phones and specified parts which presently attract 12% shall now be at 18%. Shall I repeat that once more? It was decided to raise the GST rate on mobile phones and specified parts presently which are attracting 12% to be taxed at 18%. So that was one of the decisions taken. So coming back to the inversion related presentation which was made by the committee, for all other items where they could be inversion related, could be is well established, that was the presentation, and amounts of refund were also clearly sort of mentioned. So for all other items, if there is a need to calibrate the rates for removing inversion, it was decided that a future meeting, in one of the future meeting, we will take up the issues related to the other items which were presented, and an examination of that will happen later on. So the committee presented on a few items, inversion related problems, refund related problems which come as a fallout of that, correction of inversion as an issue. All that was discussed, and after discussing all that, it was decided that if there is a need to calibrate, if there is a need to look at it, we shall do it for a later date. But from among that list, only mobile telephones were taken up, and the decision I have already given you. Then, for several meetings of GST Council, there has been one issue which was very pertinent to Tamil Nadu, which the minister had been raising, and there was a difference between Puducherry and Tamil Nadu, but the Puducherry side of the matter has been sorted out with Tamil Nadu, and therefore a call was taken that all type of matches, matchsticks, matches, which are some made handmade and some others are machine made. There had been a difference in rate between machine made and handmade matches. So that has been rationalized to 12% now. Earlier, 5% was the tax on handmade matches, whilst the machine made matches were at 18%. So now, the handmade which were at 5, machine made which were at 8, have been rationalized to have one rate, and that one rate is 12%. 18 was handmade, machine made.
5.
Handmade was at 5. Between 5 and 18, rationalized now for both handmade and machine made, it is at 12. There is a decision taken on GST rate for MRO services, maintenance, repair and overall services. So in that, the GST rate as regards MRO services, in respect of aircrafts, it is now being brought from 18 to 5% with full ITC, and to change the place of supply for B2B MRO services to the location of the recipient. I'll repeat that. it was decided to reduce the GST rate on maintenance, repair and overhaul MRO services in respect of aircraft from 18% to 5% with full ITC, and to change the place of supply for B2B MRO services to the location of the recipient. What we expect is that this change is likely to assist in setting up of MRO services in India. So there will definitely be, it will be more attractive to set up MRO in India due to this change. Domestic MRO will also get the protection due to 5% tax paid under Section 3(7) of the Customs Tariff Act on most imported goods, as this tax is not available as credit. So that anomaly has also been corrected. And all these decisions today will come into effect from 1st April 2020. There were quite a few decisions taken on the law and the procedure related matters, some on trade facilitation, some on the annual return, then deferment of the e-invoice and QR codes, e-wallet scheme.
Interest, net.
Huh?
Interest, the first item.
Yeah.
Interest.
Then the circular issuance, GST, CGST rules and so on. A lot of such decisions have been taken. Of that, I'll just highlight one, because the rest of them will be covered in the press note in all detail. This will be important. Interest for delay in payment of GST. Interest for the delay in the payment of GST to be charged on the net cash liability with effect from 1st July 2017. Shall I repeat it? Interest for delay in payment of GST to be charged on the net cash liability, net tax availability, and not on the gross tax liability, and that will be with effect from 1/7/2017. The law will be amended retrospectively. And also this is important, where registrations have been cancelled till 14th March 2020. Application for revocation of cancellation of registration can be filled up till 30th June 2020. Extension of period of application as one-time measure to facilitate those who want to conduct business. Is it clear? Should I repeat that? Where registrations have been cancelled till 14th March 2020, application for revocation of cancellation of registration can be filled up to 30/6/2020. Extension of period is being given as a one-time measure. Then on annual return, this will be of interest for MSMEs. Relaxation to MSMEs from furnishing of reconciliation statement in the form of GSTR 9C for the financial year, specifically for the financial year 2018-19, for all taxpayers having aggregate turnover below 5 crores. And then due date for filing the annual return and the reconciliation statement for financial year 2018-19 to be extended till 30th June 2020. Shall I repeat that? Due date for filing the annual return and reconciliation statement for financial year 2018-19 to be extended to 30th June 2020. And the final point in this is late fees. Late fees not to be levied for delayed filing of the annual return and reconciliation statement for 2 years, 2017-18 and 18-19, for taxpayers with aggregate turnover less than 2 crores. For those less than 2 crores turnover, aggregate turnover, for the years 2017-18 and 18-19, there shall not be any late fee levied on the annual return and the reconciliation statements that they are going to make.